in. Let me know if you can hear some sound. I hope you can hear it this time, and I hope it's not connected to my Bluetooth. So if you're coming in, let me know if you can hear some sound. I deleted the old video, so I will possibly, yeah, I deleted the old video, so I'll go back over everything that I missed. I'll wait for a few more people to come in, and then because we gotta have sound now, we got to see what we're talking about. It's a nice cool breeze today. But I wanted to show you guys all about our soil blocking, and I wanted to show you all about our fabric that I'm going to get ready to lay down. So I just want to see if you all can hear me okay. Not sure what's going on. Let me make sure my volume's turned up. Yep, volume's turned up on here. So I'll go ahead and get started. And as you come in, y'all let me know if you can hear the sound. So we're going to do this all over again. So I'm out here today because, believe it or not, it's almost time for us to be thinking about fall. I know it's still hot. I know that the temperatures, although it may say in the 90s, it feels like it's like 100 with the heat index, 105. So we're getting through it. But in a couple of months, not a couple of months, a couple of weeks, we're actually, I'm hoping, going to have a few cooler, start to get cooler mornings, cooler nights, and before you know it, y'all, the fall will be here. And that is when I normally start my like my collards, my kale, carrots, beets, pansies. But what I'm doing right now is what I've been doing over the last few days is we actually yeah, I'm just sitting here chilling with my legs crossed because I've been doing soil blocking, and I've told you all soil blocking is probably one of my favorites for fall seeds. I do want to tell you this. I don't know what's going on with these flies around here. They are, I'm not sure. But anywho, so yesterday I did some soil blocking, and let me just tell you again, these are potentially 20, 40, 60. If you're coming in, let me know if you can hear because the last live, no one had sound. So this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, potentially 120 plants that are right here. Now, am I going to plant all 120 plants? Probably not. I'll probably give some away. But I planted these yesterday, and I'm planting things like our thyme, our oregano. I got some French thyme, Italian thyme. You see orange thyme right here. The wild zatar. This is the type of oregano right here. I've went ahead. We've planted some pelleted seeds as well. So we have some parsley because parsley does better for us in the cooler weather. We've planted more thyme, some peppermint, some spearmint. And I'm planting them in the fall because my whole purpose is to try to get good root growth. So, like I was telling Chris, we are going to try our best to go ahead and I got two people potentially that I want to call about our raised bed. So we want to go ahead and get those potentially started for the fall. So if not, I'm going to get up and show you. If not, y'all, I'm going to start right here, and we got some other items that came in with our shipment that we had in our last garden. So I'm going to like plant these out. I want to go ahead and plant some calendula. Okay, I'm coming in a minute. So plant some calendula, and then I don't want to use these planters. I want to use these for the front. Like these are my show planters. These are the self-watering planters. If you don't mind, let me know if you can hear me okay. The last live I had to go ahead and stop because it was no sound. But I want to use those. And then let me show you all what I am going to go ahead and start doing. I got to start. I'm like, you got to start somewhere. So I ordered this. because this is what I'm going to use for the new garden. So I got this woven grade ground cover. This is what we're going to use to go ahead, and we're going to start just putting it out here just to go ahead and kill this grass. We're going to grow some food and not lawns, okay? So we're going to use this because I was going to use this in the last one and go ahead and put it down. But I'm going to do this. And then we got my plans are with the soil blocking. I'm going to walk back over here. With the soil blocking, I'm going to go ahead and get my herbs started. My next phase is to get my vegetables started. But I don't want to do it inside. I'm going to do everything outside, so that way I don't have to, that way I'm not having to harden them off. So I'm going to do my collards, my kale outside. I'm just going to put them up under the covered awning so that they can go ahead and germinate. I still got to put my vermiculite on this one. I just got finished. It was so relaxing too, y'all. Just putting the seeds on the soil blocks. I like soil blocks for smaller seeds because these are like a 1/2 inch soil blockers, and I like them when I'm starting very tiny seeds, just so I can kind of control it a little bit better. But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to call the guys. I'm just going to make a decision, ask them, whoever can get the raised beds built soonest, that's who is probably going to be the person for it. But I am going to try to lay this out tomorrow. And then let me show y'all, we got a lot of our stuff in. So we got some of our pots in. I got my wheelbarrow in. This was my plant stand. And we actually got our organic fertilizer in. Y'all, oh, the smell of organic fertilizer is not very nice at all. But we got 2 boxes of those in. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in the workshop. But let me just tell you what I do use. I use a lot of garden tone, plant tone. So we got those in. So when they do come bring the raised beds, I'm just going to go ahead. I just want to show y'all some of the things that we got. So this is all like our organic fertilizer in here that I have to go through, and I need to get it put up because, believe it or not, these actually attract animals, because it does. It smells really bad. Both of the boxes. We had them in the garage. I had to move them out of the garage. But I just wanted to share with y'all real quick. Make sure if you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, because I think in a few minutes I'm going to go ahead and try to put I got this section right here. I really wanted to just plant all of this up, but I can't, because we use this to kind of turn around in, like if we're parked under here. And remember, our things came yesterday, and whew, subscribe, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm not gonna hold no bars about it. But this is normally where Chris parks, his car, and then the truck can't fit in the garage because it's too long. And so I just park it. I just park it right here just for now. But sometimes when we pull in all the way back and then like try to pull out, sometimes we'll use this to back in. So what I'm going to do is just use my geometry days back in the 7th grade, where I take a stake and just kind of do like a half moon phase. I don't want a straight line, but I'm going to put our solar fountain here, and then I'm going to start putting some of our plants that we have right here. I'm going to start planting those. I know for a fact these salvias we're going to plant right here. I'm really contemplating. I think we're going to do the salvia, and I may have to go pick up some more. We're going to do the daylilies, and I think I should have enough. And then I'm going to do between either this phlox right here or this phlox. I'm really leaning towards this. This is coral flame phlox, and I love it. I'm going to just get a thing, and I have 5 of them. So I think some kind of way I'm going to go ahead. Okay, good. I'm so glad you can hear me now, G Mama Grows, because I was like, what is going on? So I think I'm going to do this phlox. And then I have pomegranate trees and chasteberry trees that I may use for these. I got to figure out. But yeah, let's go back over to the soil blocks. Let me tell you, like I was saying, 120 plants on 2 trays. Like, you can't go wrong. I still have to finish up. It was so peaceful out here. Like, it's cooled off a little bit, got a little bit of breeze, and I was just out here in this chair, just taking my I put the seeds in here and I was just taking this, and it was just so peaceful. When I tell you it was so peaceful out here. But I do want to go ahead, get those herbs started. Some of our fall and perennial herbs. And then I'm going to start with my collards next. We got to have collards. We got to have turnips. And then I'm going to start like some of the perennial flowers. Again, they may not flower this season. Hopefully they'll flower in the spring or the upcoming season. I'm going to do a video of some of the seeds I'm going to start. But I know this weekend for sure, I'm going to go ahead and put this ground cover down. And I'm going to go ahead and start just like these trees. Again, this one and that one are supposed to come down. And we use this fence as a, what do you call, like a land marker. So we use like each of the, I think these maybe like 6 feet a piece. So I do want to do like maybe some chives. I want to do like a border in the front before the garden. And I was thinking maybe some chives or some type of herbs I can put. But I'm using, if you can see where I'm pointing, this pole as my starting point. Now, I'm not going to go the whole way over yet, but I am going to use this fence as my other landmark. So probably tomorrow, I'm just going to go ahead and just start putting the the weed fabric down just so it can kill this grass. And I'll probably do, I'm not good with measurements, but we're going to get some feet. We're going to get some feet in enough so that if I call the guy back, he can at least do me 4 raised beds. And what I want is 4x8s. 4x8s. 4x8s that are at least 24 inches in height. So 2 feet in height, 4 inches across, 8 inches width. So if he can start me off with that, I'm going to go ahead and get a trellis ordered so we can at least have some herbs growing. We can have some collards and some kale and some turnips growing. And y'all know I love the Florida mustard. If you haven't tried that, try that one. Big beautiful leaves, and the mustard is not as pungent, or it doesn't have like a bite like some of it. And then I also had spinach mustard seeds that I found as well. So yeah, tomorrow I'm just gonna I wrote down a list today, y'all, of everything I needed to do. And I'm proud of myself because it rained today. So I got everything done but 2 things. And one of the things was laying down the weed fabric right here for our solar fountain, and then like just measuring it off, because I didn't want it to be like a straight line. I want it to be kind of like a half moon type deal. So if I can get that done tomorrow and then lay that down, and I'll just use like these planters right here to just hold things down to kill the grass, because Chris did say the less grass he has to cut back here, the better. So I'm going to do exactly what he asked. He's not going to have too much grass to cut after everything is done. Now we're going to start off, slow, but I'm going to get, and I think what I'm going to do is put like a barrier down, kind of like the weed barrier to kind of like separate it. And I got to get an irrigation person, and get that set up. But right here, is where I want to go ahead and put the solar fountain, and just have some lights, just have some lights right here and some color. But I may have to go back and pick up just a few more plants, because I do know the salvia is going, and either one of the flocks. Those are going as well. So I just wanted to share with you all about the soil blocking. So I'm not doing them inside. I'm strictly going to do them outside in a covered area, so that way I don't have to harden them off at all. Because when I start seeds inside, I have to harden them off for about 7 to 10 days. So this is not all the way covered, water and everything else can still get there, but the awning that I just showed you, and I'll show you again, if I can find just like a little rack or something. I know I got a rack. I know I got a rack somewhere with all the stuff they dropped off, y'all. Oh God, I'm so glad that they are done with just dropping off. It's been I tell you, I may actually take one of these plant stands. I'm glad I was talking to y'all. I'm so glad I'm talking to y'all. I think I'm gonna take one of these plant stands, move it under here because this is covered. And so that way, if it rains, it will not disintegrate the soil blocks, but yet and still, it'll still get light. It'll get the light that it needs to germinate. So yeah, that was a great idea. I'm glad that y'all are here to help me out with it. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll go ahead and start. I got a different variety of collards. We're definitely gonna do that. We're definitely gonna do some turnips because I don't know. Y'all let me know. Turnips here lately. I'm talking about not the purple top turnips, but I've grown hookery turnips and they are so good. And then I've grown some turnips that are bred like strictly for the leaf production, not necessarily for the roots. They were good too. Hello, G2 Junior grows it at Alaska. Hello. So I know I'm going to grow turnips. I got some kale, love kale too. I make a lot of kale smoothies. So I'm going to go ahead and just start them. But I just always tell people, now I'm still going to start going through our boxes and looking for, I got some seed starting trays, but I just had to do something. And I'm just like, I love soil blocking because literally, y'all, this potentially, we're talking about germination, and I always say journal everything. This is how I come up with a lot of my favorite seed companies. Like this potentially, just on these two small trays, you see how much space saving it is? This is potentially 120 plants because each soil block, let me show you, the soil blocking medium is different. But this soil blocker it's a 1/2 inch. I also have a 2-inch soil block. So just say for instance they start growing and I don't have the room to pot them up yet. I can soil block them up. So I can take that 2-inch and it has like a little dibbler. That's if I can find it, y'all. That's if I can find it. But I can just sit it inside of there and let it keep growing. But hopefully, I am hoping by like I just have a goal every day, like to go through so many boxes, but I'm just thinking this is potentially 120 plants. Will I plant them? No. This is how I always give a lot of my plants away. Like whoever is talking about starting a garden, or if you want some herb plants, you're gonna get them. You're gonna get them. 120 plants, you cannot beat them. So I'm just gonna, like I just said, take that plant stand and put it up under the awning so that it doesn't get wet. Because I don't know about y'all meteorologists or y'all weather app, but every day, like it wasn't even supposed to rain today. And all of a sudden I start hearing thundering, I start hearing lightning, and it just started raining. And the thing about these soil blocks is it's not, I don't use potting soil. I use like a soil blocking medium so that they can stay. Let me show you. They need to be able, I'm trying to focus, to stay stable or intact when you pick them up. But if it starts raining, it could potentially like disintegrate. So it has to be like it has to be the very right type of soil blocking medium. And I love these. Look how easy it is. And it's up to you. Like I say, I do direct sow, I do soil blocking, and I also do the seed starting trays. But look how easy it is. Like once it starts growing, you're not really disturbing the roots. You just literally pick it up like this and you plant it where you want to. This is what I love about soil blocks, not just because of space saving, but because it's like so easy to transplant. But I want to transplant it before it starts getting like a whole bunch of roots. And actually in a couple more weeks too, I'm glad y'all are here, because I also need to start soil blocking my onions. I start a lot of onions by seeds. This year I actually am going to try to start some shallots by seeds, because normally I start the bulbs, but I've ordered some shallot seeds. And just FYI, it just depends. Onion seeds don't have a long, I would say, like shelf life. I try to use my onion seeds like within the year. So I remember ordering shallot and onion seeds. And another thing, I've posted a lot of videos about onions because people have problem getting them to bulb up. And I always say, you gotta know if you need short day, long day, or intermediate onions. For us here in we're in zone 8A now, Georgia. We gotta have short day onions, and it has something to do with the amount of sunlight like per day that you get. Because I will never forget when we went to Niagara Falls a couple years ago. The only time I've been to New York is like passing through the airports, but we were actually going to Niagara Falls, and y'all, it was like 10:30 and it was still light outside. So I get where they're coming from when they talk about like the short day, long day, and intermediate day. But for here in Georgia, zone A, even in Savannah, we had to get short day onions, and that would help me. That's not the only thing. I also use I'll help me out. Bone meal. Bone meal. I will also use that to help them bulb up. And because a lot of people used to say, how do you get your onions to bulb? So I start them from seed in the fall or in August, plant them in ground, let them get root growth, and then we would do like 2 or 3 sowings of like the bone meal to help them to bulb up. Same thing with the garlic as well. But we're starting our herbs. We're going to start our herbs first. Got those started. We got some parsley. We got some oregano. We got some thyme. Now, again, I like to soil block small seeds. We're going to start cilantro here, but cilantro seeds, I'm actually going to do the seed start and sale trays, because the seeds are a little bit bigger. Not saying that they can't fit on the soil blocks, but they're a little bit bigger. And let me just tell y'all this too. Look at this mosquito on me. Just, oh my God. Y'all, these mosquitoes are mean. But let me just say this too. Like, just because a seed package might say expire in 2022, I still use those seeds for like 2 to 3 years. But the only difference is what I will do is just say, for instance, I have some cilantro seeds and it may say sell by 21. So what I'm going to do this year is, instead of doing one per sale, because that's how I find out the germination rates in some of my popular seed companies that I love, I'll do maybe 2 or 3 seeds per tray and just see what all of them may germinate, maybe none of them may germinate. Y'all, okay, I'm sorry y'all, but these mosquitoes I got bit yesterday walking out, and I don't know what I got bit by. Good thing I had on, like, I didn't have on long sleeve, but I had on long pants, and I don't know what it was, but it kept stinging me. I took a shower, I put alcohol on, and I'm like, what bit me? But yeah, the mosquitoes are furious here. But I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I just wanted to show you, number one, we're gonna soil our plan, soil block our herbs. I'm gonna get started with our vegetables. Then I'll get started with our flowers, get those in. Then tomorrow, my plan is to go ahead, lay this weed fabric out, to start over here, just killing the grass. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go one more time and look at who probably could get the raised beds built the quickest. And we'll probably go ahead and get them started. And then tomorrow, I got my solar fountain that came in that I'm going to start in this little area right here. So those are my plans for the weekend. Y'all comment below. Let me know if you have plans for the weekend. Sorry about no. Let me tell you, Georgia and the mosquitoes. The only thing is in the Savannah area, I used to hear a truck. I guess they used to spray or something, but these mosquitoes are, ooh, yeah, they got, and even the flies, like the flies just fly up in your face, like they don't care, but it's all good. I'm gonna go in. I should have put I have this organic spray that's like for mosquitoes. I probably won't have to worry about sand gnats anymore. We had a big problem with sand gnats in Savannah. But I do have something that's for mosquitoes that's like organic. And so, but I'm going to go in because I'm actually supposed to be unpacking boxes. I moved so many boxes today. Again, y'all are just subscribe to the channel because I'm going to write down everything from beginning to end. The last shipment was yesterday, and I was just like, you know what? This is it. This is it right here. This just don't even make sense on what has taken place. But I always say it's a learning lesson to every single thing. And Chris looks at me like I'm crazy. My whole thing is everything that I learn, I want to be able to share and maybe help somebody else who may be going through the same thing. I don't like to give unsolicited advice, but I like to be able to just help somebody if they need it because I don't want nobody to go through all of the stuff that we just went through at all. But once I get my garden planted, honey, we're gonna be back at it again. It's gonna be great. I've already got plans for this, not right now. I'm gonna pull these up. These are like azaleas. I love azaleas. That's what I started out with, but I'm gonna pull this up and make it something. But I'm just trying to get focused on this right now. But eventually, over time, y'all just keep rocking with me. Just keep following me. You're gonna see more and more garden beds. You're gonna see a greenhouse back here. You're gonna see a lot of good stuff that is hopefully helpful. So thank you all. I hope you all have a great weekend. Let me get in here and help Chris. He needs help putting up some of the beds because my sister, after 28 years in the military, she is retiring. So we got to get ready to go to her retirement, but my mom is coming up and we're just all going to ride to South Carolina together next week. But they just brought like the last shipment yesterday, so we at least want to make sure we have like a bedroom set up so that when she comes on Thursday, she can have somewhere to sleep, and then we can leave out that Friday morning. So you all have a great weekend. I may go impromptu again over the weekend, just showing y'all what I'm doing, but those are my 3 tasks that I'm going to try to do. You all stay safe. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, y'all.